Welcome to part 2 of Digital Marketing 101 for new business owners. If you didn't get to see part 1, go back and watch part 1 in the series Digital Marketing 101 for new business owners, to where you'll get a better understanding of a zoomed out view of how digital marketing all works for your business and all the nuances therein before you watch this one, which is what happens after you get a lead. So you have a lead, now what? By the way, real quick, if you don't know who I am, my name is Nick Parker. I'm the founder and CEO at LEADLION, a digital marketing and AI agency that's launched over 500,000 ads. And I want to pass along the lessons that I've learned along the way so you can grow wisely in life and in business instead of doing things the hard way. So let's dive in. Now that you have an actual lead, you have contact information. Somebody raised their hand and said, yes, I'm interested in what you have to offer. Now what happens? What is the goal? So the goal here is to get them to come into the business, to get an appointment on the books, to schedule something to where they come in and see you face to face most of the time. I will say there's nuance to this. Let's say you're a Crunch Fitness, you're $10 a month. Maybe the goal is not to get them to come in. Maybe you want them to buy a membership online, but most of the time, you want them to come in. There's several different ways to do it. You can do lead management manually. You can do it automated. You can do it completely with AI. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But you really want to make sure, number one, is that you give the user a great experience. So often, and I am going to get on my soapbox here for a second. So often business owners get this wrong. They're thinking about themselves and they're not thinking about the user experience, and therefore they're creating a terrible experience for first-time prospects and leads that are interacting with their business. It's clunky, it's slow, it's frustrating, and they're thinking about how can I make my life better and my life easier instead of the user's experience first. There's a happy medium where you can do both, and I'll share exactly what that looks like in just a minute. But if you think about the user experience first, and making sure that you're taking this lead that could be lukewarm or even cold and heating them up through a really fantastic experience that's seamless and easy and quick and inspiring, you're going to have a much higher what we call conversion rate from lead to appointment to sale. Some different things that can heat leads up or cool them down. If it's slow, if it's painful, it's going to cool that lead down. They're going to walk away. Friendly. It's got to be good, high-level customer service. If it's not very friendly, then they're going to walk away. Build trust. How do you build trust? You don't say, you can trust me. You show that you can trust me. The way that you show that you can trust is through consistency, through high levels of customer service, and through a really seamless, well thought out, well built experience. Real quick, if you're getting some value out of this, hit that subscribe button. Let's get back to it. I'll give you an illustration. Sarah was looking for a kids program and she was half in, half out, and she was just kind of generally searching. All of a sudden, the algorithms found Sarah because she was looking for a kids program, and they start showing her all these different ads. One of the ads she gets, she fills out a form and she gets a text message a day later and says, hey, when do you want to come in? And she was busy, and then that was it. There was no more follow-up after that. That's a really weak process. But good thing the algorithm works, because another business down the road kept feeding her ads. And then all of a sudden, Sarah said, you know what? I forgot about this. I'm going to try a different place. And she filled out the ad, put her contact information, filled out the kid's information, and then immediately got a text message where she booked her appointment to come in for her free introductory trial class with her child, and then immediately got some general information about the class, what to expect, what time to show up, what to bring, what time to get there, all that kind of stuff, and also some really fun, inspiring stuff that really got her excited to come in for that class. Over the course of the next few days, prior to her coming in with her kid to the class, she got a series of messages and had a back and forth conversation with an agent for that business that was really making her feel warm and fuzzy about the business, building trust. And then when she came in, she was very convinced that she was already going to buy unless things went really wrong. And then she did. So the difference was what happened after the lead was generated as to what happened at the point of sale during the conversion. Let's talk about that. The second half of this is you have either a manual follow-up process where leads come in and you have no automations, and you're basically calling and texting and emailing and messaging those leads manually, trying to book them up into an appointment. That is the worst system you can follow. Number two would be a hybrid system where you have some sort of automations on the front end with some manual follow-up on the back end. This has been effective for years, and it can work really, really well if the people doing the follow-up are really good and really responsive and really quick. So basically, the automations go out and get the conversation going, and then you pick it up manually and take it from there. Now, what is the new 2026 way of doing this? It's with an AI sales agent who delivers speed, the highest level of customer service, and will have the highest booking rate percentages and get the most positive feedback imaginable. So there, I'll give you an example. We had a guy named Tom who launched his gym. It was a gym for kids, actually. And he launched and got 260 something leads in the first 5 days. It was crazy. It was like drinking water from the fire hydrant. Him and his team were just trying to keep up with lead management and follow it. Every lead was slipping through the cracks. They were double booking appointments. It was just a hot mess. Turned on Emma, the AI sales agent, and all of a sudden, no leads are slipping through the cracks, no double booked appointments. All commonly asked questions are being answered, and it's a really smooth and seamless flow that builds trust and gets everyone coming in feeling warm and fuzzy about the business and the whole experience. That would be the recommended pathway in the day that we live in, so that way people have a really good experience and it heats the leads up. So by the time they come in, they are excited to be there. They've had a great experience. It was seamless, it's easy, and they're like, I want to do more business with you, and they're going to buy something, classes or a membership or something from you. All right, if you got a little bit of value out of this today, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts or some of your questions. Be happy to answer those in the comments, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.